Hey there Internet, Big Stiffy here. I'm back again with a new video. Now this video isn't going to be my next Let's Play episode. This is going to demonstrate some of the different mods that I have installed on a different client. Now the reason for me making this video is that I want to create a SMP Let's Play. Now a lot of the mods I have installed are all Forge compatible. Now let me just start off with one of my favorite mods, Plasmacraft. Plasmacraft is really cool. It offers many different things you can craft, one being this reinforced glass. Now the reinforced glass is not similar to the reinforced glass from Industrial Craft. This, if you break it, you get it back. And I don't quite know its explosion resistance, but I don't think it can withstand as much as the reinforced glass from Industrial Craft. But that's not too unfortunate. Now one of the other things that Plasmacraft adds is liquids. It offers, let's see, how many liquids is this? 8. It offers 8 new liquids. Now each of these liquids can be obtained, except for Cryonite, I believe, because I think there was a problem with Cryonite causing the world to crash. Now, what the mod developer had planned for Cryonite is that when it spawned on world generation, it would be frozen. That's the whole point. You harvest frozen Cryonite, and you put it through a plasmificator, this nifty little object here, and you get Cryonite goop, and you can process the Cryonite goop into Cryonite ingots, or you can put it into a Cryonite vial. Well, not a Cryonite vial, just an empty vial. And then you can place that as a liquid like this. And I think the only liquids that spawn naturally are acid and, let's see, nether flow. But nether flow you can only find in the nether, as well as some of the ores that it adds. A few of the ores I think are called Neptunium, Obsidium, and let's see, there was something else. Well, Neptunium and Obsidium are the only ones that you find in the nether, as far as I know. But you can pretty much place any of them once they've been liquefied. Check it out. Now how it used to be is that if the liquids touched in any way, they would cause a violent reaction which caused lots of explosions. And because they'd never destroy the source block, the flowing liquid would just continue to spread and cause more explosions until eventually you had a hole going down to bedrock. So I believe they've changed that so that they no longer explode. But they're still pretty cool. And they are caustic, so if you jump into any of them, you are going to die. Now one of the things you can craft is a boat. Now, why would you want a boat, you say? You already have boats. Well, let me show you why. And that's another thing. The liquids used to be infinite, much like water, but they have changed that. So, you no longer have the infinite sources. Kind of unfortunate, but I guess it balances out. Now the boat you can create is called a Radianite boat. Now it is acid resistant, and I believe it's resistant to all the other caustic liquids as well. Now if you go into the Radianite boat, it sounds like you're getting hurt. And I think if I didn't have my quantum armor on, I might just be getting hurt, which I don't know if that's a bug or not. But either way, it's pretty cool. If you craft a regular wooden boat, it will burn up in the acid. So let me just spawn one to demonstrate. If I can type. There we go. Yep, there it goes. It's gone. Gone forever. So you can craft a radianite boat out of radianite ingots. Which, again, if I can if I can type, you harvest radianite ore, put it through the plasmificator, get the radianite goop, process the radianite goop, and get radianite ingots. And then you can craft the radianite boat. Just like that. So that's pretty cool. Now, another one of the cool things is that Industrial Craft adds uranium ore, right? Well, so does Plasmacraft. So you get two different uranium ores. However, the Industrial Craft uranium ore, if you put that in and put in some kind of fuel, that was a plasma cake, it'll process the uranium ore from Industrial Craft into uranium goop. So even if you cannot find any of this uranium ore, you can always resort to this. So that's pretty cool. And then this will process any things in this queue here. So any items that are in this, it'll continue to process. So you don't really waste anything. And if you have any items in here, it'll automatically output to one of these queue slots. So that's pretty cool. Now another thing is that it adds lots of different weapons. So let me just show you some of the ones it adds. Now some of them do not work, unfortunately. And let's see. That's the same weapon. The acid launcher does exactly what it sounds like it does. It launches acid. So if we go over here, it launched an acid source block. And it looks like it landed right here, but it continued to flow out through the corner. That's kind of interesting. I wonder if that's a bug. But it uses up acid vials as fuel. So if you don't have a lot of acid vials, there's really no point in using that a lot. Now another weapon is the split beam plasma rifle, which I'll show you the plasma rifle first. It's a pretty destructive weapon. So as you can see, the plasma rifle, it has a chance of spawning in acid source blocks, and it does a lot of destruction. Not too much explosion damage, thankfully, and it does set things on fire quite often. Now the split beam is basically the same thing, except I believe it fires 2 projectiles. So it does twice as much damage. And it looks like I ran out of my caustic batteries. No big deal. Now you also have the split beam laser rifle. It's really no different. The only thing is it doesn't create the acid source blocks. Now the railgun is really cool. This is by far one of my favorite weapons. It one hit kills pretty much everything. I don't know how much damage it does exactly, however, but it's really cool. It's got pretty much unlimited range, and the only thing is it uses overcharged caustic batteries. Now here I also have a laser rifle and a laser shotgun. Laser rifle, it sets things on fire. I don't think it does too much damage, however. Well, 2 hits it kills a cow. Now you have the laser shotgun, which fires a wider range of lasers. so it does a lot more splash damage. And now you also have the rifle beam splitter, but I'm not sure what this does because I can't get it to work. Which I don't know if that's a bug or if that's just something that hasn't been added in yet. Now another thing you can craft is glow cloth. Now unfortunately I can't show you what glow cloth does in this age because this is a bright age. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop up on top of this little well here, and I'm going to go back to the overworld. Okay, and I'm back in the overworld, and luckily it's nighttime. And as you can see, I was messing around with some acid weapons here too. Now if I go over into the darkness, the dangerous dark, try and avoid all monsters. Here you can see that I already placed some glow cloth down. Now, the other video I tried to record didn't record because of some permissions that I didn't foresee. So, all this is already here. The only thing that would have made glow cloth a little bit cooler is if it would have emitted a colored light that corresponded with whatever color the glow cloth was. That would have been really awesome. Now in order to craft glow cloth, you just take whatever color goop you want the glow cloth to turn out to be and mix it with whatever color wool. So it doesn't matter what the color of the wool is, it's going to be the color of the goop. So you can make obsidian glow cloth, acid glow cloth, radianite glow cloth, netherflow glow cloth, and so on and so forth. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to change the time to day. So here you can see there's some new trees. Oh, I fell in the lava. You get orange trees, apple trees, and lemon trees. Now the difference between these trees and normal trees is that you don't have to actually harvest the trees in order to get the items. So the trees will naturally drop things on their own, which is pretty cool. All you gotta do is just, you know, hang around the trees and eventually they'll start dropping fruit. Now you also get cocoa trees. Cocoa beans being in the game for so long, now you actually have cocoa trees. Now all this is courtesy of the Better Farming mod. Now one of the bugs that I did run into is that if you put cocoa beans in the crafting table, you get detectors from Railcraft. Really a weird bug. I don't know why that happens, but you know, a bug's a bug. So I'll go back to my other age. Now one of the things that I don't think works is the fruit trees spawning in Mistcraft ages. I don't think I've seen any of them actually spawn in my Mistcraft age. Although maybe it's just because I didn't pick the right biome or something. But whatever the case, it doesn't look like they spawn, so that's a bit of a bug. Another bug is the Plasmacraft ores do not spawn in Mistcraft ages. So in order to get Plasmacraft ores, you have to be in the overworld, which hopefully I can you know, talk to the mod creators and maybe they can work something out. But it's still pretty cool regardless. And one of the other mods is Runic Dusts. Now Runic Dusts is very cool. It adds lots of different mods. However, one of the things that I did encounter while messing around with Runic Dusts is if I get myself some scroll paper and click on this rune here, I get the Rune of Compression Placing Scroll. I don't want to use that because that breaks the game. I don't know why, but the game ends up freezing and I have to force quit. However, There's lots of other different runes that you can craft. Let's see. I'll get myself this one. Now this one is the Rune of Heights placing scroll. If I place that down, oops, I don't have dust. Silly me. In order to make any of the runes, you have to craft yourself this runic dust. Now there's 4 different tiers. There's plant runic dust, which is tier 1, gunpowder, which is tier 2, lapis, which is tier 3, blaze, which is tier 4. That's the highest tier you can go. So I'll place this rune down, and what I'll get is some negate sacrifice. Now this is only available either through NEI or through creative mode, but you place that down and it sticks to the rune, and I think I need a runic tome in order to activate the rune, which is, it's pretty easy to craft. You just need a book and any kind of runic dust. So you activate it, and it starts lifting up the land. And I believe there is a rune that actually lets you map out the land that you want to rise up from the ground. Now it's not creating land as it's lifting this up. It's actually lifting up the earth below it. So if I were to dig under it, you would see that there's a big hole. And I'll just go into creative mode and do that. See that? Just lifted up the land underneath it. So that's pretty cool. Lots of different runes that you can try. Now the runes do require sacrifices, and some of them, oops, didn't want to do that. Some of the runes that you can craft, they require different types, different tiers of dust. So this one is purple. I believe that's any kind of dust. Doesn't matter. You can use whatever tier you want. Now this one, it requires the plant runic dust. But aside from requiring different dusts, it requires a sacrifice. So some runes might require like some raw pork or cooked food or an egg or seeds or a weapon, something like that. And I think the ones that are gray currently do not have functions yet. I don't know. Not entirely sure. I've really not tried most of the runes out, so I don't know too much. But if you want to craft this runic lexicon, which has all the runes in it, the recipe is 4 runic dust, 4 wooden planks, and your runic tome. Now, it shows brick in some of the recipes, but you can't use that. You have to use the runic dust. But what is nice is that you can use the runic dust either in the corner or in the middle, so you don't get them confused like many other recipes. Now, one thing I forgot to mention about the Better Farming mod is that it adds a lot of different recipes. You can make chocolate. You can either make chocolate candy or you can make mint chocolate. Now the recipes that it shows are kind of messed up. The chocolate candy, that displays fine, but the mint chocolate bar, that's 4 boarding tracks and unnamed. Not quite how you craft it. But you can make cold chocolate, hot chocolate, and you can actually bottle milk, which is pretty cool. And you can make all sorts of other things, like you can make orange juice, or let's see, I can just look up juice and it should show me the other one. You can make apple juice, you can make lemonade too. And I think the lemonade requires sugar as well as lemons. So yeah, some pretty cool stuff. Hopefully I can get all these mods to work in multiplayer. Now each mod says that it is compatible for SMP, so I'm going to try and get them to work. I might have to use the configuration files from my single player in order to get it work on multiplayer. But whatever the case, it's going to go towards my SMP Let's Play. And if you are interested in getting any of these mods, I will not be making a mod pack. So you're just going to have to download each mod individually and set it up for yourself. However, I will provide configuration files for those who do not want to mess around with that. You'll just have to get the mod yourself. And it's kind of weird how this village is kind of like dissected. Buildings are incomplete, their farm's incomplete here. This building looks like it's the other half of this one. It's pretty strange. This one is just a building with 2 walls. Very odd. Very, very strange. Oh, that's what's making that noise. The pressure plate on the post. It's like, why do I keep hearing that? So yeah, that's pretty much all for this video. I can put the links for the mods in the description below. And take care, Internet. I'll see you in space.